I need you to hear something, and I need you to hear it not from a place of fear, but from a place of deep, undeniable truth. The FBI is in shock. They cannot understand why you don't know this yet. You don't have to believe me. In fact, I don't want you to believe a single word I'm about to say. I want you to feel it, because that's the only way this will make sense. Close your eyes for a second. Imagine you are a high-level analyst at the FBI, and you are in a windowless room in Quantica. The walls covered in massive screens, $1 billion surveillance stayed at your fingertips, and you have access to every piece of data, every satellite image, every encrypted communication from every threat actor on the planet. You can track the movement of a single car through a city of 10 million. You can see the exact moment of attack begins its first cascade of code into power grid. You have spent years, decades learning the patterns of being, of human behavior. The subtle tells that separate a tourist from a spy, a civilian from a threat. You know the scripts, you know the playbooks. You have seen everything, or so you thought. And then you start to see a pattern, a bleep, a whisper in the data that doesn't fit. It's not on any of the primary screens. It's buried deep, a tiny anomaly in the way a certain segment of the population operates. It's not about foreign agents. It's not about financial crimes or cyber threats. It's something far stranger, far more pervasive, and it has been running right under the collective nose of the entire intelligence community for decades. And you cannot make sense of it, because it defies everything you were taught. It's the only piece of information that is actively, systematically, and quite successfully hidden from you. Not hidden in a special place or classified, but hidden in plain sight, masked by a fog of manufactured confusion so thick that even the most brilliant minds in federal law enforcement cannot penetrate it. They are in shock, because they have finally found the one thing they cannot explain away with a logic grid, the one thing that makes their entire model of human behavior completely and utterly useless. And they are stunned. Here's what they are seeing. They are observing a massive group of people who seem to operate on a different set of rules. A group of people who are not controlled by the same triggers that shape the rest of society. You know the triggers of fear, the triggers of greed, the triggers of social status and tribal affirmation, affiliation, the triggers that drive the political narratives, the consumer cycles, the endless grinding churn of modern life. 99.9% of the global population operates inside this matrix. You can predict them, you can move them, like pieces on a chessboard. Create a crisis, sell the solution. Manufacture a fear, control the reaction. Offer a status symbol, watch the masses trample each other to get it. This is the law of mass psychology. It's the foundation of the intelligence game. It's how the entire system of power maintains itself. It is as predictable as the sunrise. But this other group, the anomaly, doesn't respond. They are like ghosts in the machine. They don't click the same buttons. They don't play the same games. They don't even seem to be interested in the same prizes. They get up in the morning, and they are not driven by a fear of being left behind or lost for something more. They are driven by something else entirely, something that isn't on any of the charts. Can you imagine how that would look to an analyst? You present this data to a room full of your peers. Sir, we've identified a statistically significant population segment that doesn't exhibit any of the expected behavioral markers. They are immune to our standard economic modeling and appear to be operating on a parallel system of values that cannot penetrate. They think you are crazy. They'd call for a psych evaluation, but the data irrefutable. The anomaly is real. So the FBI is now on a state of shock. Not because they found a new weapon, but because they found something they cannot weaponize. And in their world, that's the most signal, that's the signal most terrifying thing imaginable. You are the anomaly. You are why they are confused. They cannot believe you don't know this about yourself. All your life, you've been told a story. The story that you are broken, that you are lacking, that you are prey to the same forces as everyone else. You have been taught to believe you are a victim of a circumstance, a product of your environment, a plaything for the economic and political forces that run the world. They want you to believe that. They need you to believe that. Because if you believe you are a victim, you will stay in the game. You will keep buying the products they manufacture to fill the void. You will keep voting for the candidates who promise to save you. You will keep scrolling through the feed that is designed to keep you in a state of low-level panic. But you're not a victim. You never were. The FBI is in shock because they have finally realized that the population segment they have been watching, the one that utterly defies their models, is you. You have been conditioned your entire life to look for your worth in the validation of an external system. You were taught that you needed a degree to be smart, a partner to be loved, a certain amount of money to be safe. You were told that your strength was your resume, your title, your social media profile. But that's the script. That's the old story. And you have been running it for so long that you have forgotten that you were the one who wrote it in the first place. The FBI is seeing the script, the one everyone else is reading from, and they have a copy of it in their files. They know the percentage, they can predict the outcomes. It's how they maintain order. But you beautiful, stubborn soul, you are not reading from their script. You are writing your own. And you haven't even realized you've been doing it this whole time. This is the shock. This is the deep, fundamental, I want to say earth-shattering truth that the FBI cannot believe you don't know. They cannot believe you don't know that you are the source. You are the engine of your own reality. You are not at the mercy of the world. The world is at the mercy of your perception of it. Because you have everything you have ever experienced. The love, the loss, the joy, the pain was not something that happened to you. It was something that happened for you. It was the curriculum of your own unique soul. It was the raw material you were working with to shape your own consciousness. Think about the most painful moment of your life. The breakup that shattered you, the job loss that humiliated you, the betrayal that broke your trust. For years, you've carried that moment like a stone in your chest. You've told yourself the story of how it hurt you, how it damaged you, how it made you who you are. But what if the FBI, sitting in their little windowless room with all their data, could see what you cannot see? What if they could see that the moment you think broke you was actually the moment you were freed? The moment the structure you had built your fragile ego around was intentionally dismantled so you could see the horizon. They are shocked. They are shocked that you don't see this. They are frantically looking at the data, the cause and effect, and they are confused. The data shows that this event, the tragedy in your life, should have made you smaller. It should have made you more painful, fearful, more withdrawal, more controllable. But in the anomaly, the one with the parallel operating system, it has the opposite effect. The effect that should have broken them is the very thing that made them whole. The event that should have silenced them is what made them speak. The FBI cannot understand it because their algorithms are based on fear. Your power is based on love. And here's where it gets really interesting. This isn't just a personal spiritual idea. This is a massive global structural reality. Think about the systems of control in place today. The financial system, a house of cards, built on debt and fiat currency, so fragile it could collapse at any moment. Yet, it creates a global slavery of attention and labor. They keep you focused on the price of a stock, the election results, the latest cultural war. They keep you in a state of fear so you don't look up. But you have been looking up. You have been quietly, steadily, without realizing it, checking on the game. You've stopped caring about the price of the stock. You have stopped being triggered by the news. You are more interested in the beauty of a tree in your backyard than the drama on the screen. The whole system is built on your engagement with it. Your anger, your fear, your anxiety, your desire. It's the energy that powers the machine. The moment you stop feeding it, the moment you realize you are the one who controls your attention, the moment the machine begins to starve. The FBI is in shock because they see the energy drain. They are watching people like you unplug from the matrix by the millions, and they cannot understand why. They see you walking away from the table of endless desires and pointless fears, and they don't have a model for it. They cannot categorize it. You are the living embodiment of the paradox they cannot solve. You might be sitting there listening to this, and part of you, the part that's been deeply conditioned, feels a twinkle of resistance. This is too simple, you think. This cannot be true. It cannot be this easy. That resistance is just the last vestige of the old programming trying to keep you in the game. It's the part of you that wants to believe in your own powerlessness, because powerlessness is safe. It requires no responsibility. If you are a victim, you are blameless. You can be a passenger on the ride of life, complaining about the turns. But the FBI is in shock because they can see you. You are not a passenger. They can see you are the driver, even when you are asleep at the wheel. They can see that the reason you haven't been able to find the answers in the world outside is because the answers are inside you. You've been looking for them in the news, in the experts, in the government, and you have found nothing but confusion. And now the very organization that represents the peak of looking outside, the FBI, the ultimate internal authority, is telling you that the answer was never outside in the first place. They are shocked because they realized their job is pointless. The real power, the real authority, the real security is not in their hands, it's in yours. It's in the quiet knowing you have been ignoring. The knowing that you are loved. That's simple, yeah. The knowing that you are guided. The knowing that you are a creator, not a victim. The knowing that there is an intelligence far greater than the FBI, far greater than any government that is woven into the fabric of your very being. And it's been communicating with you your whole life. The coincidence you dismissed, the feeling you couldn't explain, the people who appeared in the right moment, in the right time, the job that didn't work out, the illness that forced you to stop. All of this was communication. It was the universe trying to get your attention, trying to wake you up, trying to tell you what the FBI just discovered. You're not a blip in the system. You are the entire system. This is the ultimate shock. This is the thing that FBI cannot believe you don't know. You are the point. You are the reason everything exists. Not in an egoistical, self-absorbed way, but in a profound, universal way. You are a unique expression of the whole. You are the universe looking back at itself. You are the miracle, the mystery, the very thing that FBI was created to protect. And yet, you have been hiding from it, from yourself, in plain sight. So here is the only question, that matters now. What are you going to do with this information? Are you going to allow it to sink in and change everything? Or are you going to dismiss it and keep playing the old broken game? Are you going to let the FBI's shock become your own awakening? The world you are seeing on the news is the world of the old story. It's the world of chaos, confusion, and fear. It's the world of people who have forgotten who they are and who never knew in the first place. But you are here, right now, at this moment, because you are ready to remember. You are not here to just survive. You are here to thrive. You are here to create something beautiful, to build something real, to love something deeply. And you don't need a permit from the government, or a degree from a university, or a bank account full of money to do it. The permission is already there. The blueprint is already inside you. The permission is inside you. The FBI has recognized the anomaly in you. The question is, can you recognize it in yourself? The only thing left is for you to decide. That's all. That's all. The FBI has acknowledged the truth they spent billions to hide. They have shared into the abuse of the human spirit and seen the light. They cannot understand why you don't see the same light looking back at you in the mirror. It's time to look, it's time to see, it's time to become the person they are shocked you didn't already know you were. So go ahead, open your eyes. It's all right there. The reality you have been looking for has been you the whole time, and nothing will ever be the same again.